Good morning, first graders. Today we are going to talk about characters, specifically about how the words and pictures show what a character looks like on the outside. So, when we talk about what a character looks like on the outside, we're talking about the things that we can actually see with our eyes and the words that we use to describe those characters. And we're going to do that by looking at two different books today. The first one is the April and Esme Tooth Fairies book by Bob Graham. And then the other one today is the book Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon, written by Patty Lovell and illustrated by David Catrow. And let's start off with April and Esme. So in this book, Bob Graham is the author and he's also the illustrator. And he does not spend a lot of time using words to describe the tooth fairies. The only place that I found words that had descriptive words, or a page that had descriptive words, is this one here. And on this page, it shows April and Esme flying to go and pick up a tooth on their first tooth fairy run. And it says, the wind took them and shook them, pushed them and pulled them. It shivered down their wings. So Bob Graham tells us with words that these girls, these tooth fairies, have wings. So if you look at the chart that I made, where it says authors tell with words, Bob Graham said it shivered down their wings. So we know we can make a mental picture of how April has wings. But a better way in this book to figure out what April looks like on the outside is to actually look at pictures of April. So here's a picture of April in the book. And in this picture, you see April from the side. And we can see in the picture that on the outside, April has wings, like Bob Graham said in the words, and that she also has brown hair. Her brown hair is in ponytails. We can also see the clothing that she wears, but clothing can change, so it's not really how we describe what people look like. And in another picture, if we go further in, we see the girls standing on the little boy Daniel's face. And from this picture, we get a really good clue that they're really teeny tiny. If you think about how big a boy's nose is compared to how big these girls are, you can see they're really tiny. So with pictures, Bob Graham was able to tell us that they're tiny, that they have wings, and they have brown hair. And then the second book we're going to look at is the book Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. And I'm going to fill out this part of the chart with you. In this book, Patty Lovell does a great job of using both words and pictures to describe Molly Lou. And let's see if we can figure out what she looks like from the words. So it says, Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. Well, right there, the author tells us in words that Molly Lou Mellon is small. She's just a little bit bigger than her dog, and she's the shortest girl in the first grade. I can relate to that because I was the shortest girl in the first grade. Then if we get further into the book, the author says, Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. Well, that's another thing, that she has really buck teeth. When we talk about buck teeth, we talk about teeth that when the top two teeth stick out further than the other teeth. Teeth. So she has buck teeth. And here's a great picture of those buck teeth. I love this picture of Molly Lou Mellon. And then further in the book, it talks more about her buck teeth and the fact that people called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. So with the words, the author tells us what Molly Lou looked like, but with the pictures, we know a lot more. So if you look at back to this picture, what are some things that you see in this picture that tells us what Molly Lou Mellon looks like on the outside? So go ahead and think about it for a second. If you're listening to this lesson with somebody, talk to that person about what we can see and what the illustrator shows us in the pictures. So if you're like me, you notice right away that Molly Lou Mellon has big blue eyes. I'm going to add that to our list. We can see that she has big blue eyes. I'm also noticing that she has freckles. And there's some other pictures that tell us a little bit more. Like if you look at this one, what are you noticing? Yeah, if you're like me, the first thing you notice is this kind of crazy curly black hair. Crazy curly black hair. Let's take another look at another picture. One thing that I notice as I'm looking through this book, that she has such a nice smile. Even when somebody is making fun of her and she has to stand up for herself, Molly Lou has a beautiful smile. So I'm going to add that. A beautiful smile. So today, when you are reading on your own or with a parent or a sister or brother, I want you to think about how the words and the pictures show what a character looks like on the outside. And think about if you were going to write your own story, how you would tell with words and show with pictures what characters look like. All right, have fun with that. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye.